What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. Or maybe not another dollar, because really there hasn't been a whole lot that's changed in the market to kind of give us that edge that we're looking for as traders. Volatility, range, volume, all that has contracted down and is getting smaller and smaller by the day. Not a lot has changed since the last time I spoke to you guys. I did not make a video yesterday. I do apologize. I was just really busy with my schedule on the day and did not have the opportunity to sit down at my desk and kind of get after it. Uh, you know, I did go back in and do my homework, but I did not trade yesterday. Like I said, I'm going to be taking about a 2 week trading break. I'm going to attempt my absolute hardest to only look at the charts every once in a while, especially since we're in this tight range, just chopping around before we find some actual market direction to not trade. I'm doing my best to not trade. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant before we get into the technical analysis of today's video. I'll do my usual. We'll go over the monthly, the weekly, the daily time frames. Right now I'm about to go on a little bit of a rant on how I've been trading recently, and kind of just come clean for myself, for any viewer, and anybody that is out there struggling. Just make sure you're always being honest with yourself first and foremost. So over the past several months to a year, I've been struggling. I've been struggling to, as a newer trader, this is something that is it's very difficult. This market is, especially in the range that we are in, it's very difficult. I've seen in the last 3 years since I've started my journey, I've seen both bull markets, bear markets, and now I'm beginning to see a very consolidated sideways ranged market, which in my opinion is most certainly the toughest to trade in. You have to be a lot more patient, a lot more disciplined, and understand your risk a lot more. Believe it or not, you have to be willing to put in. I don't know what happened there. My mic jumped up. But you have to be willing to put in the work, the time, and dedication that it takes in order for you to be a successful trader. And to be quite honest, I've been half-assing it. I've been, I do make these videos. I do review my charts, but I do not review my process. Over the recent months, I've been very P&L oriented. I've been focused on dollar signs and not the process of the trade. And in doing so, it cost me to lose some accounts. I've been attempting to get refunded through. I don't know if you guys know, but I tend to trade through Apex. It's just a lot easier. Instead of risking my own $50,000, it's just a lot easier to get funded 50 and use their money in an attempt to withdraw. And I've lost these accounts. Uh, I've been in an attempt to get these accounts back, but here recently, with the evaluation is much more difficult. So I'm having to take a step back, reevaluate, and in doing so, I've realized that I've been half-assing my processing. Have not been journaling the way I need to be. Have not been reviewing. I have not been able to find my edge in this market or been able to identify one. I have, however, come to the realization of what I'm doing wrong and how to fix it. And that's kind of the thing about it is sometimes whenever you're reviewing your process, it is a laggard indicator for yourself. And typically, what we'll find out is what we've been doing wrong. We won't realize the answer for or to that problem until months or a year later. Uh, Over the past several months, past several years that I've been in this market attempting to find profitability, it's been a difficult journey. I've learned a lot about reading the markets. I've learned a lot about profile. Thanks to my mentor Paul, I've learned a lot about just in general how the market can move based on short-term traders and algorithms. And I just have not been able to find my own edge, and it's something I've struggled with. And I'm sure many of you other traders out there, if you are watching this video, for the first time, it's definitely a struggle in this type of environment. Um, so I'm going to do better for myself, for my channel, and ultimately, this is something I'm very passionate about. I do enjoy the markets. I enjoy the chess game. Something I definitely have to learn to enjoy more of is the process and things that you do behind the scenes. And quite honestly, if I want to be that top trader who's pumping out 1,000% of returns, or just even 100% return in the year, then I need to be doing more behind the scene than what I am doing right now. So enough of my little rant. Sorry for you, those of you that had to hear that. Uh, let's go ahead and get into the video. So nothing's changed on our monthly time frame. Monthly, still chopping around inside of this balance. All right, we're at the top end of this balance, and we are struggling to get through the 4150 to 4200 level. Nothing has changed here. We are in this tight balance. The volume and the ranges of the monthlies have even contracted a lot over the past several days. So over the past 2 months, for sure, it has contracted, and you can see that here in our charts. So one of two things is going to happen. I guess three. One of them, we are going to break out of this resistance area where a lot of this supply, a lot of inventory up here is just kind of holding in. We're either going to break through and get a really big move to the upside and push up to this 43.2750 area where I have that larger balance at. We can do that, or we're going to roll over and test the bottom of our balance at some point in time in the future, 37.8850, if this market does not get going. Another scenario that is possible is that we break out just a hair, stretch the balance, and then roll back in. And then I guess lastly, a fourth possibility is that we continue to contract and consolidate in this tight range so far between the 4050 to 4200 area. So those are some possibilities from our monthly standpoint. Weekly, not a lot has changed here. We have an inside week since last week, right? Inside week last week. And this week is inside last week's range. So, kind of just chopping around here. Not a lot, poor risk reward. Struggling at this area of resistance like we did here. Starting to look a little similar. Let's pull up our weekly balance. This weekly balance is encompassing these several weeks here. 4206.25, 4062.25 balance area. We're going to break out at some point. The steam is building. The pot is boiling. We're going to blow the top, or we're going to spew over and drip to the lows. One of the two is going to happen. I will be absolutely impressed if we see a double inside week, where that is, we'll have this week inside of last week or the previous week's range, and then this week inside of last week's range. If that happens, I think that'll be the first time I've ever seen such a thing. I don't think I've seen that yet. So we'll see how it plays out. Let's get into the daily time frame. Now the daily can be of one of two, or it could be two different ranges, however you want to look at it. It can be where you are encompassing this whole balance here of 4206.25 to 4062.25. You can encompass this whole range as one large balance, I believe a 32-day balance if you would like, or you could do what I have, which is a much smaller consolidated balance of 4177.25 to 4111.50. You could do either or, but for now, this is going to be my tighter consolidated primary position, or primary balance. Secondary balance would be that weekly balance that I was just discussing. So we are trying to break out at some point, maybe potentially this bottom area, backfill this gap and test the 50-day moving average, or the 50 is going to continue to creep up. We'll bounce off of it, test the top of our balance, and move up higher. Who knows? Like I said, steam pot is boiling, however you want to look at it. Ultimately, my target is to back test the 4,000 level and backfill this gap down here and possibly test the 200-day moving average. I think that would cause for a stronger move up in the longer run. However, I cannot predict these markets. If you look at our range, and the average volume, average has been about 1.3. We're doing pretty poor volume recently. Only a million, 1.2 to a million, 900,000 contracts a day. Volume continues to decrease, range continues to decrease, and you can see that on our intraday time frame, where we're going to go ahead and get into the nitty gritty. So we're going to go ahead and look at our 30-minute time frame, and you can kind of see how this balance. Oh, let me get the larger timeout here. You can kind of see how this larger balance is in play here, right? You can see how we've just been chopping around inside of this entire range. This whole area here is one large balance, right? I wonder if we look up what the weekly here is. Let me just do this real quick. So a weekly point of control would probably be about the 4130 area, and that's where we keep bouncing around at. So weekly point of control will probably be about the 4130, 4150 area. I just kind of wanted to look at that real quick. All right, let's get into it. Sorry. Pulling up our destinations. So yesterday was an inside day. Not a lot happened in yesterday's session. There were opportunities to trade. You just had to be patient for them. You had opportunity to trade and short on the pushes up late in the evening. Excuse me, late in the evening to roll back over and get the point of control here. And it was an inside day. A lot of choppy action. I did not trade it. Thankfully, I didn't. Probably would have gotten hurt. And then same process today. Inside day today until late. I'm still going to call it an inside day because it was late in the M period when we pushed down and just barely took out the previous day's low by 2 ticks. So I'm going to continue to call today an inside day. We end the day with today's high, today's low, a perfect point of control, which means 13 out of 13 time frames traded back and forth through this 4136 level. So 13 out of 13 time frames, perfect point of control, and then an afternoon rally high in G period. There were opportunities to trade today. I did not get involved because it is the worst of your risk reward. However, you could have taken trades in A period against the previous day's high, shorts, right? You could have taken shorts in B period after we took out A's low. Anytime we got back into A's range, you could have taken a short against the open. You would have gotten paid. Could have taken a short in C period against B's high to continue the one-time framing down. Great risk reward. You got paid. D period, nothing there for you. E period, you could have taken a short against C period in B period's high. Roll back over. Got paid. Nothing in F period. Small range. You could have taken the short in G period expecting an afternoon rally high against the day's high, because at the time you had things in the seller's favor with having the overnight low and initially the one-time framing early on in the day, and with overlapping to lower value. If you can see that here, yesterday's value is the blue brackets. Today's value is in the blue brackets here, and we had overlapping to lower value. So odds favored getting the initial balance low and rolling back over to potentially set a low of day, new low of day. At some point, they were higher. Odds favored that. So in G period, you take the short against A period high. You're taking the 44 short. You're risking 4 points. It rolls over. You get out at 35, and then at value low, it made good money. After that, nothing really. You could have taken the trades against value area, right? A couple longs against value area, but because early on sellers had control, shorts were the play. Basically above the open and against value high was the trade, and then finally in M period we flushed out to the lows. So a whole lot of nothing really. Bell-shaped curve for the most part. Mean reversion style of trading for the most part of day. I didn't get involved, but would have in G period. Definitely would have taken the short in C period. And after that, I probably really wouldn't have taken much of a trade. I might have taken a trade in K against value low and against the day's low to come back into the point of control because it opened up near 33. You're looking to come up to 36, take 3 points off, maybe rotate back up to the high, take 5 points out of the trade. But these are very bad risk reward trades for the most part. But let's go ahead and mark the day's high, low, and Y point of control. So like I said, we're just kind of consolidating here. Not a lot going on. Double inside day. We're looking to come out of balance one way or the other. Which way, I do not know. I do know if tomorrow we open up inside today's range and do not take out the high or low, we will continue to trade at that 41.36 area. That is a given because we traded 13 out of 13 time frames there. We got an afternoon rally high here in G period. Not textbook, but it is an area of reference that we'll look at in tomorrow's trading session to see how we react when we get to that level. So afternoon rally high. Then we have our perfect point of control, 13 out of 13 wide. This is the second of the year. The first one was back on February 6th or 7th. I'll have to go back and look. I think it was I want to say it was the 6th. But this is the second of the year. 13 wide. If I can type. Okay. And then we have the day's low at 22.50. Low of day. Boom, boom. Okay. And I'm going to keep yesterday's low of 23 marked still because we only took it out by 2 ticks and we really didn't get there until late in the day. So we'll see how we react tomorrow. If we open up with a gap tomorrow below today's low and the previous day's low of 23, we will test our balance low at 11.50, right? Yeah, at 11.50. If we cannot break that gap will get filled and you'll come back. Once you come back into the day's range, you will most likely trade at 41.36, perfect point of control. And then above that, up into the afternoon rally high of 41.43. Above that, you'd get 41.48.75. If tomorrow we open above the 13 wide point of control, the afternoon rally high with a gap above today's high day, and cannot take out the 41.55 or 41.58 area, you will rotate back into the day's range and test that 13 wide point of control at 41.36. Keep your hard hats on, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate you guys. If you made it to the end, please leave a like, comment something down below. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Looking forward to learning more with you guys. Catch you in the next one.